Hey there everyone, Rooster here, back with another video about the Gaslight District. Before I begin, let's do our first shout out, shall we? And today's first ever shout out is Darkman. Alright, Darkman, enjoy the little spotlight you got. Now, let's move on with the video. Oh boy, I have to say that pilot was very good. But it did of course had its flaws, and do those flaws ruin it for me? No. This is a pilot after all, and we cannot forget that. Do not worry though, I will get into those flaws in the later part of the video. While we are saving those set flaws, let's go into the positive side of the pilot. The first thing I'm going to go over is what the Gaslight District was about. It opens up to a narrator telling the viewer what has happened in the shattered world called the Gaslight District. That humanity as you knew it became twisted, bent, and misshapen by hubris, and they had entered in a so-called golden age of never-ending life. The Rotlings are the inhabitants of the Gaslight District and are followers of the Black Hand, but they are also haunted by a myth, and that myth is that a human will be born from an angel egg and destroy their eternal gift. After the little recap of the world, we catch up on the Smiling Dead chasing down a guy named Jack. During the chase, we get an introduction to each member of the Smiling Dead: Mud, Redhead, Mel, and the leader of the gang, Ken the Butcher. During the chase, Mel caught up to Jack, and Jack tells her that he knows she's a black blood, aka a human. Mel then tells him that no matter what, her dad and her will make sure no one else will know the truth about her. Jack then replies with a scenario where Mud and Redhead find out, then asks what will they do when the rest of the district finds out. After they wreck, Jack tries to tell Redhead and Mud that she's a black blood. Of course they don't understand him because Redhead kind of mangled them up into a ball, so the only thing they could hear was grunts and moans. Then the Smiling Dead chains him up and cements him. The cementing done, let's head over to the Whale Belly Butcher Shop. Here in the butcher shop is where they make their honest living, while at night they do, of course, gang stuff. While we have a look around the butcher shop, Mud kind of discards Jack's personal items. A little bit later, Mel tells the gang her new heist she has planned, and that heist includes stealing the angel egg. Everyone freaks out by this idea of stealing the egg. Ken then tells her that, it's a horrible plan because it's guarded by the virtues, and if they get caught by the virtues, they'll be sent into the inferno. Basically, it's where everyone is frozen under ice and is constantly raining ice and slush, and if that wasn't bad enough, they pull out your ingrown toenails. That's actually kind of gross. Before Mel could continue her little heist she has planned, Ken snatches her up and, has a talk to her in the freezer room. Ken then yells at her, telling her that it's a very risky plan and he does not want to see her get hurt. Mel put together a little PowerPoint just trying to convince him and win him over. After her little PowerPoint's finished, she hands him the file of the plan, and he asks, is all this legit? She's like, yeah, don't worry. All my sources have been silenced, of course. Ken huffs and puffs and of course agrees to the plan. But before they could get started, he then tells her to stay by his side at all times. So our band of misfitted heroes were off to heaven. After they got past the guards, Mel tells everyone what to do. Redhead's the distraction, Mud is the eyes in the sky, and Mel and Ken will do the snatching of the angel egg. So they were all off, splitting up to doing their part of the plan. Ken and Mel finally made it to the staircase door, but before they could enter, Ken sees a familiar room. Mel then noticed Ken was frozen at the side of that door. She goes up to him and asks what's wrong. Ken then replies he'll be back in 5 minutes. But before he left, he made a pinky promise with her that he will be back and just await from at the staircase. Ken enters the laboratory to confront a scientist named Temperance. When Temperance saw Ken enter the lab, he began to tremble in fear, pleading he told no one and that he kept what they did as a secret. Ken ignores his pleas and begins to literally beat the living crap out of him. Bro meant business during this beatdown. He didn't say a word, which kind of made it a little bit scarier. Which also kind of reminded me the beginning of Wait, what? What the hell? Why can I not say in... You know what? Fine. I don't have to say the name of the show. I think everybody kind of knows it. It was in the first episode when Omni-Man killed the Guardians of the Globe. Done. I said it. I still have no idea why I cannot say in Where was I? Oh yeah, with the recap. Instead of Mel waiting for Ken, she goes up to heaven without him. That is a long staircase. When Mel reaches to the top of the staircase, she sees the egg right in front of her. But before she could even act, the mother of the angels stops her in her tracks. On Mud's end, he was worried about what Ken was doing in the lab instead of helping Mel get the egg, and he was about to piece it all together, but then the guard he killed came back to life and sets off the alarm, alerting the other guards of their presence. Mud fends off the guard and runs towards Breadhead to get the others while he gets the car. Back to Mel, the Mother Angel then noticed that she is a black blood and she is the human. And she is shocked of how much she's grown and tells her about the prophecy echoes louder each day. She tells her what the prophecy holds and then says a legion of angels shall rain fire upon those who rot on the earth. Before she could finish, Mel stabs her in the head. I bet she's going to get a headache from that. Mel then gets up and runs off with the egg, falling down the long staircase. And then catches her, but before he could say anything, Mel just tells her just talk to her later after all this. The Mother Angel then continues in calling her a foolish blind human and continues the rest of the prophecy. Touch not your feet upon the land to be raised. When your day of destiny arrives, we shall be there to guide you. After they get in the van and drive off, escaping the wrath of the angels, finally make it back to the Gaslight district to perform their ceremony of the human egg being destroyed. But before they could even smash the egg in front of the whole district, it hatches. And when everyone sees that it wasn't the human egg, it was just an angel egg, everybody starts, whispering, they lied, traitors, fibber. Unfortunately, the pilot ends right there with the gang surrounded by angered rotlings. Now with the recap done, let's finally get started in this review, shall we?
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
I've already said this before, the pilot was great. It had a lot of flaws, and those flaws usually come with most pilots. But my biggest critique about this pilot would have to be the pacing. It was all over the place. First, you had Temperance, you had Mel going up to the angel, and then the Mother Angel telling her what's going to happen, and it was a lot to take in all at once. Another thing is that throughout the weird, very fast pacing, I would have to say there was a lot of mysteries that they were setting up. I don't really like that. It's because they can't really always wrap up at all the mysteries. And most of them are very fast, and if you didn't pause at the right time, you would have completely missed it. Again, this is with most other pilots. I had the same issue with the Murdrone's pilot and the Amazing Digital Circus's pilot. But the whole plot of the pilot was good, but again, the pacing was very fast. I couldn't keep up with it. The mysteries, there was a lot to take in. I would give it a 6 out of 10. Does that mean the rest of the show will be bad? No. This is my same rating with the Murdrone's pilot and the Amazing Digital Circus pilot. It's totally normal.
It's a fucking masterpiece! It's a masterpiece! Pop the shit!
Next up is the animation and the art style. Now, I will have to say that this animation style is the most unique thing that Glitch has ever done with the show. The animation is very reminiscent of a clay stop motion style, like the choppy movements, bendy limbs, and a very unique character design. Speaking of designs, let's get into the cast designs. Starting off with our glorious king, Breadhead. Breadhead stands out from all the other characters. Look at this guy. He's twice the size of Ken. But don't let his size fool you, because he's a little dull-minded individual. Which isn't surprising because he's a loaf of bread on steroids. Next up is Mud. After we go over his slimy and sticky exterior, there is no doubt that Mud's design is very well done, and I would have to say his design is my current favorite right now. It matches his personality very well because, he is a slimy dude. He literally tried to buy off Mel after her first mission. Love his design, but he's not the last character we have to go over, because we have two other characters, Mel and her father Ken. Ken looks great. Also, he's keeping up the same unique design scheme as well. My favorite part of his design is that he has a cleaver stuck in his head. Also, that comes to be a great weapon to use against anyone that stands in his way. As you can see at the end of the episode, he uses it against, I'm pretty sure, the lead guard Virtue. I forgot his name. I'll probably put it on screen right now. But yeah, he used it against him and it came in handy. On to our final character, and that character is Mel. Her design isn't terrible, but when you're comparing her design to all the other characters, her design can look a little bland.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Is that a problem with her? No, I still love the character. I love her design, but when I'm comparing it to, Breadhead, Mud, and Ken, they all have like certain charm to their design. And yes, I know she's a human and she can't really have a weird, quirky design because, she's a human. Her physical form can look like us. But it's very hard to compare her to Mud and Breadhead. I do say she's still a great character, which is fantastic, but the design is a little alright. It's not terrible, but it's okay. I just hope in the future that, she keeps up these random, unique, costumes in every episode. I don't know. She's a great character. Her design is not great. It's not bad either, so don't take it like that. I will give the animation a 9 out of 10 and the art style an 8 out of 10. Now, for the art style, it would have been a 10, but it's just the Mel design that brings it down to an 8.
I'm semi, I stay automatic. Money add then multiply. I call it mathematics.
And our first vocalist we're going to be going over is Elena Fitzgerald. Elena, you did great. I enjoyed your work. The only issue I have, well, it's not really an issue. All I heard was Sin, and she was probably doing Sin and Mel at the same time. I wouldn't be too surprised. Does it bring it down a notch? No, I honestly think her is like a solid 8 out of 10. Love it, and I'm looking forward to see her more as Mel. Jason Maroka did a fantastic job as Ken. The tone throughout the episode was usually in tone. I don't really have anything else to say about him since this is my first time seeing him in action. I probably did see him multiple times. Like, I watch a lot of small little animations. He's probably been in some of them. But I'm really bad at names, so when I saw him, this is my first time seeing his name. Next up is John Winefield. He played Mud. Again, some of these cast members are foreign to me, but my favorite newcomer to me would have to be John Winefield. His gravely voiced for Mud was very good, and as of right now, he's currently my favorite voice actor, and he's very close to, of course, Michael Kovac, the GOAT. Also, speaking of the GOAT, he's in the show, but he plays the prison guard lead. Again, I'll still throw him on screen, so you'll probably get it. Now with John Whitefield out of the way, let's see who plays our Loaf King. And that is Jeannie Macona. Oh my goodness, I just butchered that name. Worse than Pandora. No! I've listened to him multiple times. He played, I think, G-Man in some animation skits. I've seen many shorts with him doing vocals in it. So that name wasn't really that foreign to me as some others were. And he did Breadhead pretty well. He made him just a big, doll-minded individual, which I wasn't at all surprised, but I liked how he did it. Now, I know there's like a lot of other characters other people probably will go over, but I'm just going to stick to the main 4 as of right now, since we are going to listen to them the most out of the whole cast of characters. I will give the voice acting in this show a solid 8.5 out of 10 for the main cast. The extra vocals were good too, but I'm just focusing on the main 4 right now, since we're going to be listening to them more than the extra vocals. This whole pilot was a very good introduction to the show's world. Yeah, it had its pacing problems, like I've said multiple times, but that's with every pilot. The pilot's job is to get people introduced to this world and tell them what goes on in this world and how the world works. I think this one did a great job introducing us to this world. I will give this whole pilot a 7.5 out of 10. This pilot was a lot better than Maze Digital Circus's pilot and Merge's pilot by far. Well, since you just watched that whole video, you might as well like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell as well, so you will be notified immediately when we post a sick and amazing video. If you want to be in our next shout out, just join the Discord server in the description below. In this set's Discord, we have a lot of fantastic people, and I would love for you, the viewers, to meet these fantastic people. And who knows, you may be able to, give us some ideas for the next video. So yeah, that'll be all from me, Rooster Rider, your host, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Also, I'm sorry it took us this long to make this video. Okay, bye-bye.